Hi makers! I'm excited to share this tutorial with you. Today we're making a carnation and baby's breath style Tongan Kahoa Lei. This style does not take as long as the first Kahoa tutorial I shared, and it may be easier to get the supplies needed. Thank you for your comments. We're working on tutorials to some of the requests we received in the comments of our past videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Comment below to let us know what you want to see next. For this lei, I am using tea leaves, carnations, and baby's breath. Other supplies I'm using are a needle, curling ribbon, twine, a weight, and scissors. We're going to create the tea leaf base of the lei. This will be the same base as the first Kahoa tutorial that we did. First, I'm going to prep my tea leaves. The front of the tea leaf is shiny and the back is dull. I'm going to debone the leaves, meaning I'm going to remove the center stem of the tea leaf. Following the grain of the leaf, I'm going to use my scissors to cut off each side. When cutting off the right side, I'm using the center stem as my guide. To cut off the left side, it's easier for me to flip it to the back and follow the grain using the stem again as a guide. Once I have my tea leaf halves, I'm going to cut out the single pieces. You can see the direction of the grain. Following that direction, I'm cutting out these parallelogram-like shapes. Just like we did in our first step, it will be easier to flip some of the tea leaf pieces to the back and follow the grain that way. Just for size reference, from tip to tip, my single piece is about 10 inches, and from the tip to the edge is about 6 inches. At its widest point, the pieces will be about 1.5 inches. For an infant or child lei, I will do smaller pieces. In my first Kahoa tutorial, I softened the tea leaves. The tea leaves I'm using today are about 2 weeks old, so they're not as stiff as the fresh ones, and I don't need to soften them. To weave my base, I'm using polypropylene twine. I buy mine from Amazon, and I'll link it in the description. You may also be able to find it at an Asian market in the household aisle. You'll need 3 strands of twine about 6 feet long. I'm starting it off by creating a braid 2 or 3 inches that will be used to tie the kahoa on. For the purpose of teaching, I'm using 3 colors of the twine. My starting position will be green twine on the right side, white down the center, and blue on the left side. With the shiny side of the tea leaf on the outside, I'm going to fold my tea leaf in half and pinch it in the center. Place your tea leaf on the white string. Green will come over your tea leaf and down the center, with white underneath it on the right side. Twist white over green, and now we're back to starting position. Fold your tea leaf in half over the green. I'm going to push my tea leaf slightly to the left side. It's going to create a border going down my kahoa base. While pinching that with my right hand, I'm going to bring the blue string down the front of my tea leaf and down the center, and then twist white over blue, bringing me back to starting position. Then you can pull the string tight and pinch it in place. I'm going to repeat this process until my kahoa base is the desired length. The length really depends on the recipient's size and height. My children's kahoas are usually about 25 inches. A women's kahoa is 28 to 30 inches, and for men I do 30 to 32 inches. I add additional length if the recipient is over 6 feet tall. So going over the weaving pattern one more time. Our starting position, green on the right, white down the center, and blue on the left side. Fold the tea leaf in half and pinch it in the center, and place that tea leaf on the white string. Green comes down my tea leaf and down the center. Twist white over green, So we're back to starting position. Fold the tea leaf in half and push it to the left slightly. Blue comes down the front of the tea leaf and down the center. Twist white over blue, back to our starting position, and pull tight. Once you finish weaving your base, tie it in a simple knot and braid 2 to 3 inches that will be part of the tie in the back. I know we had a comment request to do a lei with gardenia and baby's breath. I don't get to work with gardenias often, but next time I have them, I'll make a tutorial. The base and the baby's breath layer we're doing today will be the same one we use in a gardenia lei. I'm cutting clusters of baby's breath, making sure I have at least 1 inch of stem. You will need half of a big bunch of baby's breath to complete one lei. This baby's breath bunch was from Costco. If you're using the smaller growers bunches from the grocery store, you may need 2 or 3. I'm using my needle and curling ribbon to attach the baby's breath. Tie a knot at the end of your ribbon. Place 2 clusters onto your tea leaf base about halfway down. From the back, use a simple stitch on the stems of those 2 clusters. You may need to trim your stems, but leave enough that you can fold down the stem and secure it with another stitch. Continue this along the length of your tea leaf base. I'm sewing into the tea leaves and also into the blue twine as well. At any point for extra security, or if your ribbon runs out, you can tie it off in the back and then continue with a new ribbon. To prep my carnations, I'm going to cut off the heads of the carnation at this part of the stem. For a child-size lei, you will need 19 to 20 carnations, and an adult lei will use 25 to 30 full-size carnations. Place the carnation on top of the baby's breath. We want to hide the stem with the baby's breath and with the carnation petals. From the back, I'm going to insert my needle and ribbon and do a simple stitch in the actual stem of the carnation. I also like to go back in the top of the flower and do a second stitch in between the petal layers. About every 2 carnations, I tie the ribbon in the back for extra security. The fullest part of the carnation is going to face the front of the lei. This will help to cover the stem. We will continue the baby's breath and carnation layers down the entire tea leaf base. In the description box of this video, there are some tips for sourcing your fresh flowers to make leis. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, and leave us a comment on the type of lei you want to see next.